I got to daydream a minute. I think I'm gonna daydream about these kittens that are about to attack each other. Hold on.
Oh, have fun.
Holy shit.
What?
What a thing to think about.
What?
You know, when I daydream, I usually like, stare into the clouds or something.
You know, some people have really weird daydreams. It's fine, I guess.
I believe they call those intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
All right.
We all present and paying attention.
Yeah, we'll need speaking ups though.
Speaking up's it better?
Speaking ups.
Hello?
Yeah, right, much better.
Claire, are you paying attention again yet? Nope. Okay.
I see a couple spiders crawling on her.
Christmas.
With regards to like the thing that I put on the docket for tonight, like the joint committee mayor's office thing, there's a potential to have something going there. And I will be having you guys like review it and feedback and a bunch of other shit, obviously. You know, so we can do it as the whole committee. But you know, we can just take a quick look at it tonight, or you guys can like look at it later at your leisure. I will link the working document in there. But it's basically to define a lower rank of business for people starting up. So it was previously among the assembly discussed. It mostly came up because of Socks, or Erie, and her burger shack. But Butcher, for Butcher's Jerk Chicken, was given the go-ahead previously by the assembly to run with just a food license, based with the assumption that the assembly would come up with a third lower tier of like business. But that never happened, unfortunately. So that's kind of what my pet project to start has been. So it's not something we really need to go over tonight, but it's something I just want to introduce.
All right.
But yeah, that can be down the line. We can work on all the important, pending stuff right at the moment.
What did I miss?
Nothing. I was just talking about, like, before we start, like, one of the things that I put on the list. Basically just saying what it was about. Not something we really have to address tonight. Like, it can just be me being like, hey, this is what it is. Here's the link to it. If anybody wants to look over it and put comments on it and stuff like that for feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, where did you say that was in the discussion?
Yeah, I just wrote about it. I haven't put the link to the document yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's still a very rough draft. It's very rough.
I understand.
But I will have that in there tonight. We all present, paying attention, accounted for. We Gucci.
Yeah.
We all fairly sober.
Yeah, actually.
Most of us. Most
No,
part?
hey, wait.
Give
What's the
me
question?
just a moment. I got someone calling me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull out a thing of alcohol or something.
Ooh, hot chocolate.
Yeah, I've just got a couple of them from the vending downstairs, but yeah.
Jesus.
If anybody needs some hot chocolate or water, let me know.
Hey guys, Kalila Peach wants to be on speaker.
Y'all are
All right,
fucking
okay,
pushy.
Kalila.
Hey, Kalila, you're talking to Rufus now.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, that's toxic.
Okay. What was that about?
I don't know. She's one of my clients. She's one of the strange ones.
I mean, fair. Okay.
She's my future wife. What are you talking about, stranger?
Say he?
She's my future
Oh.
wife. She does. Oh, just ask her. She'll tell you.
Hey man,
She
we
told
do
me
divorce
that.
court too.
Exactly.
you
So we're
just
gonna need you
married?
for that. That's okay. That's okay. I wasn't there to swoop in, but I'm doing my job now. It's what I was told to do, so I'm doing it.
The making of a good husband.
What's that old saying? Happy wife, happy life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
It is always nice when they swoop in when you need them.
Are we ready to
Okay.
swoop into this meeting?
Yes.
Swoopy swooping.
All right. I think so. Who wants to lead this one?
One quick thing that I feel should be done by the end of the week. Anybody who is an assembly member needs to properly have that role, while everybody else needs to have house cleaned.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Agreed.
Yes,
don't-
Because
I
there's
don't-
Yes.
it also
yes.
should be changed to business committee rather than assembly member to not have like
Yeah, leave them on
Any-
assembly if they want to be on that. But let's just
no,
do our own
they
business
don't.
thing.
They're not part of the
The-
current. They're supposed to be kicked out at the end of the term.
Oh.
They're not supposed to be there.
Yeah,
do
they
it.
they can see things that they
Barry?
shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah.
Are you
so
here, Barry?
They haven't left yet on their own, so they need to be removed.
Is Barry awake?
Barry.
Shit.
Okay, we'll
You
just
need to
we'll
hear
just
that.
pin that. In the, I'll hold on.
Pinned it. Oh, what y'all doing tonight after the meeting? Y'all want to go do some blow and go bowling?
I'd love to, but I need to sleep like on that bench outside of this door after this.
Hey man, there's like a new fucking BCSO cop who likes to pull a gun on people while they're bowling.
Whoa, what?
What?
Yeah, man. Have you not heard that guy?
No.
Specifically while bowling?
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. But see, I don't want to go bowling now.
Have you guys seen The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He's BCSO now.
No.
The big.
Yeah, man, he is.
Oh, is he that wrestler guy that hangs out at Beakers?
I think so. Yeah,
Hey, nobody fuss with
kind
the
of a big guy, right?
Yeah.
Buckleby. Buckleby's his name. That's it. Yeah, he's the new BCSO cadet.
Well, he'll
Yeah,
get shot.
The one that
real-
wears the luchador mask?
No.
Oh, no, wait, that's Chuck. That's Chuck. I'm thinking
I'll
of Chuck.
I'll put an email in. You'll crack up. If you've seen Big Lebowski, you'll crack up.
Okay.
Okay.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
God damn it, Barry. You're out of your element.
There. I wrote it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I wrote the reminder. Oh, boop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay.
So looking at the meeting. Oh, sorry. No, go on.
No, I was just gonna do the exact same thing. Go for it.
I was gonna say, looking at the meeting topics, updates for Wolf. I have one. So I reached out to Cade, the individual who put in the proposal, and if we are going to meet with them and have them
Oh, there you go.
essentially pitch their proposal to us in person, just so we can get further clarity, it'll probably have to be on a weekend. If you look in the business proposal, I put a little bit more information about that in there.
Okay.
They usually have to fly out of the city around 3 Eastern during the week, so that's why
Okay.
weekends work better. I'll coordinate that if whoever wants to attend, just let me know and I'll.
This was the Wolf, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, yeah. I would love to meet with them sometime on the weekend because, yeah, that definitely that really definitely needs to be sat down with and pinpointed as to what the hell that actually is, and like Rufus said last time, I don't want one business cornering the entire market on say materials and scrap. So
Right.
Or deliveries.
yeah, so or deliveries. So if that's all that they're really wanting to do, I mean, I get the idea of a business that can host parties. I love it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But we can't have them do a complete monopoly on everybody else.
Agreed. And like I said in the emails, I will not be in city this weekend, so I will trust whatever you guys, come to a conclusion on, and we can discuss it in the emails before Monday.
I'll
I
have my
will say
notepad
I
out.
don't really fear a monopoly unless they're looking to eventually take over the trucking from the local distributors with the freelance. That's the only reason I'm not really worried
Yeah,
about a monopoly,
that would be
because that's a separate thing.
that's commerce
Mhm.
at that point. That's not even logistics.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's all I had on Wolf.
Mhm.
So next on the agenda, reviewing pending proposals. But before we jump into this, I did have an update. I don't know how closely you all have been following some of the business community channels, but I reached out to Pixel Perfect because that was something that before the term started, Barry and I had spoke about, and he said that we should just talk to them. So I did. I talked to Lorenzo, and it looks like they're interested in doing a proposal to expand their business. So they're currently working on that. I'm not entirely sure the details at this point. I haven't seen a draft of their proposal or anything like that, but it did sound like they might want to expand their offerings and also maybe get a physical location. So I told them if they are going for a physical location, to reach out to D8 and get an estimate first, and include all that in the proposal.
I do know that Lorenzo's been working really hard on his business.
Yeah, and Lorenzo had mentioned that in the case of securing business, it's sometimes difficult for people to have to go all the way out to Sandy and meet up. So it sounds like he might be interested in a more centralized location.
Sorry, what business was that again?
This was Pixel Perfect.
Okay, the new one. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Lorenzo's a photography studio.
yeah, it's not a new one. He's been going since
before, yeah,
yeah,
the
like
holidays
November,
and
I
all.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's new to me. I saw his logo up, but that's why I was curious about it. I didn't.
no, he
really
was doing
know.
like holiday card stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
Holiday
I figured it was
cards,
just freelance.
weddings.
No, he's had the business
photo
going for a
shoots.
while. That was approved
gotcha.
a good while ago.
He was,
Um,
I believe, it was all freelance. Like a contract thing with client to client deal instead of like a government type thing.
Yeah,
I
you
think,
still
right?
have to
Yeah.
have a business license to be able to do that, though.
Quick question: has anybody approached them with a business proposal for the business JM Electric? I only ask because I was down at Weasel earlier today, and somebody said, "Hey, I'm starting my business. I want to get you to print up some things." And it was like some notes about basically somebody was out of a house, and here was the key, and it sounded kind of sketch, like he was basically printing up something to have as, "Hey, well, yeah, I'm not robbing this place. I'm the electrical man." Um,
We have not
Yeah,
had anybody
I
with
have-
any
Yeah, I haven't.
kind of a
no.
proposal.
Okay, yeah, that's why I wanted to ask, because it sounded sketch, and if you piece that together with the fact that there was no such business proposal up, it sounded like he's just
Oldest
trying
trick in the
to.
book.
Yeah.
And hey, man, it's a 2000 IQ move, but it was just funny the fact that the one person he wanted to print is the one person who was actually like looking
On
at
the
the business
business council.
proposals right then.
Self snitch.
So if you guys want a good laugh, I'll have that up later.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're either, using it as a cover for nefarious purposes, or they are going to be operating illegally.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. That's why I was like, this sounds kind of sketch.
And if that's their grift, hell, man, that's a good one. I like that.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's pretty smooth.
Hell, I'll
but
print them half price next time.
I could also see if it was somebody trying to fix the lighting issue in the houses and saying, "Hey, I'll come up and put lights around your house,"
That's
and
brilliant.
That honestly could be a business at this point.
Well, I mean, interior design's a business.
Yeah, that's true.
I ran into a problem with that this
Yeah.
week. Actually, the FAA paid me to do their pilot lounge, and I got it all decked out, and then I went away, came back.
Yep.
A few things were missing, and
Yep.
then whenever I came back from a storm, over half of it was gone.
Yep,
And that's not my property, so I don't know if that maybe was part of it, because my properties that I
No.
have, the house I've got, is fine.
No, it's a thing. It's a problem.
Oh,
That's
speaking
been
of which,
going for a while.
yeah, Lynn, whenever half the time when I go to sleep in my house, I wake up in somebody else's house.
Yep, I do not sleep indoors ever.
I mean, Lynn's not transporting you to other places. Why are you
Yeah,
asking
that
Lynn?
Yeah, that's not me. I didn't do
Yeah.
that. I know it sounds like something I would do, but
I mean, it sounds like a
Uh,
prank, but that's
you know,
not.
I,
Why would you ask Lynn that question?
you know what? I'll commit that to mental memory though.
I just like, I know that you're like really connected with designs. I didn't know if you knew of any locals that were like, hey, let's take this person who's sleeping and put them over here. It'll be hilarious.
So, well, you know, I think we get such a good night's sleep here. Sometimes we're prone to sleepwalking.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
whoever made those pages up there, they spent some time on it. You can see.
Yeah. The first time I had woke up in Sandy, and this time I woke up in Southside, and I live in Grapeseed, so I'm like my feet weren't bleeding, so anyway, back to business.
I'm just
Yeah.
pulling up the list of business proposals I had sent. I'm gonna send it again in our email chain here, just so people don't have to scroll up. But I have a list of all the proposals in order of submission. If we wanted to, you know, go through the list in order, just give me one
Yeah.
second here.
Oh, and I do know that Bra was talking to Millie about uh, interior design, so he might be proposing a business with that soon.
See, that's where I'm not sure. You know, if you can. I don't know. He needs to come out to FA hangar, see if he can do something and not do that, because I don't know if it's if you
Yeah.
decorate someone else's property if you have a problem. But
There's
I
just
think
an
as long as you
overall
have the
problem.
key,
Well,
it might
well,
be
I
alright.
know, but is it only 100 pieces per
per
Yeah.
house, I
per
think.
house or per person
All right, we're
that
getting
they
off
can
topic.
purchase?
Let's stop
Sorry,
talking
yep,
about
yep.
interior design and get back to the business proposals. Otherwise, we're going to be here
That's
another
my only
45
concern with
minutes.
that business. Anyway, yep.
My fault.
So if you perfect timing on that. If you look in the council meetings thread, you'll see that I just bumped the list there.
Yep.
Looks like the first one, if we're going in that order, would be the 8-bit arcade. We wanted to review
The
that.
one that had been previously denied.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I mean, looking over why it was denied the last time, in my eyes, I mean, I think it was sound judgment. My recommendation, and I'm curious all of your feedback, would be having them go back to the drawing board and really define this a little bit more, because kind of similar to the other arcade proposal, it really doesn't speak to the, I guess, the entire workflow of, you know, how money is made. Because my concern is, you know, you hire a local and, you know, it's just like a passive income sort of thing.
That was one of the main issues. The other is that none of the arcade proposals have demonstrated the like staff or ownership's
Job.
forethought into like what games, how to procure those games, how much effort is going to go into that from them versus like just foisting it off to like whatever third party to like give them freebies or a lot of extra work. Because there's a lot of businesses that, you know, you need some support from importers and other stuff. Most of the arcades, it's going to be 90% of the workload is on the importers, and the owners will just go in, turn it on, and walk away. That has been most of the issue. And then another part is that they keep wanting to be the arcades to be a catch-all kind of thing. They want it to be like restaurant, bar. They want it to be, you know, like the game hangout spot, have all these other things. The one that moved forward, and one reason as well, is Rivals Geek and Game. That one was passed, and Rivals does have, well, I don't know anymore, but at the time they were going to be expanding into a game room where they were going to host, you know,
Yes.
tabletop art, you know, RPGs and other stuff like that. They were going to have turn-based
Lonnie,
things.
yeah. Lonnie still has plans for that, but he's dealing with a lot of out of city stuff and
Yeah.
is currently on vacation to deal with that.
Yeah,
Do
no,
we
I
know
figured.
who is running Rivals in Lonnie's
DJ.
place? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing that every single one of these arcade proposers has been told is to, one, go back to the drawing board and revamp it and come back with, better stuff. They have been informed of this, to my knowledge. And the other is to talk with Geek and Games to partner up to potentially move this forward, to go through with stuff. But on its own, it's been rejected each time based on, just kind of printing money simulator
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And I like the idea of an arcade, but the proposals that we've had for one haven't been very fleshed out.
Yeah, that's one of the big things.
So based off of that, it sounds like we're all on the same page. Should we reach out to these proposers and essentially funnel that information that they've already been told again as like a reminder, or?
I mean,
mean-
if they've already. Oh, go ahead.
Go
sorry.
ahead. Nope, you.
Well, I feel like the problem is if they have already been reached out to and this has already been spoken about to them, at this point, I mean, it's just a deny and you can reapply again. Personally.
Yeah, it comes down to initiative.
Yeah, I
agree.
mean,
Yeah.
you gotta put some time into it. You gotta put some time into the business. You have to have a business plan, and if the business plan is to just show up, turn the lights on, and let the checks run, then that's not what you need to be doing.
Yeah, that's not really a business.
Yeah.
Also, this one was denied like halfway through November, and there hasn't been any like contact from these people again to put in anything else.
Yeah, so I think that there's
And
nothing
who are
actionable
these
for us
people?
here.
Owen
I believe it's
Schofield
Owen
and
Okay,
Frank
he's
Finney.
a cop,
Okay.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a cop.
So they've been around. It's so
Yeah.
Which Owen was also running for chief, so that might have distracted him as well.
Well, I mean, the chief running didn't start till January,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
2 months after this.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact he wasn't going to run at all, but he was talked into it.
So I think this goes into the nothing actionable pile.
Yeah.
Stays as is. We don't have to. There's nothing for us to take action on here.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a as is, and they still need to work on it. Personally, I feel like it should just be denied and then reapplied later on after they've.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. This has been already denied.
Oh, okay.
This
okay, I
one
thought you
was
meant it has not.
denied. It's not new.
I
This one,
understand now. I understand. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
No, that's fine.
Should we make a spot in the emails for us to say, hey, we need to contact this person, or hey, I did contact this person and this is what we discussed, or
We could
Yeah,
change
we
one
could
of
make,
the things that's already there.
I was gonna say either that or you could just make it a thread and basically it goes away after a set amount of time.
yeah.
Or we could just peg it onto the end of the discussion
This
for
is
like
also
each
true. Yes.
proposal. Maybe.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
like
few
that
options there.
idea.
There's a few options there.
Yeah. We definitely save some space.
Okay. Well, unless anybody has anything else they want to discuss with this one, I think we can move on.
Agreed.
Next on the list is La Colina,
Winery.
the
Now,
winery.
if there's any question,
Now, I've got some reservations about the people submitting this proposal. Let me
Yeah,
read this.
nefarious. Like they work for that. Potentially
Oh, yeah, that
terrorist
terrorist,
organization. Do we want to give them like
organization,
control of a
according to Brandon
winery?
Lee.
Like, I'm kidding.
And tobacco, I mean that goes like right into mafia territory, if you ask me. Those cigars.
He's just
It's
not
a
even
tough.
saying. He's
It's a tough stain to remove from your name, Rufus.
Actually,
Uh,
it's actually legally removed from his name, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
thank you, lawyer. He's my voice. Money well
Yeah.
spent, man.
No, you could be
Yeah, but
legal. People
baby.
will still think you're part of the mafia. Anyway, um, so because I remember seeing this proposal before the holiday. Because I remember
Yeah,
Rufus,
yep,
you
yep.
had asked me for some advice,
Mhm.
and it looks like it's evolved since then. It looks like at least in the last week, this portion about the island has
Yes.
been added.
So I am a flight instructor with the FAA and was teaching Uncle and kind of getting his idea, picking his brain about what all junk was about, and kind of threw out there that I was looking in to do that and saw that he had a cigar. And at that point, I was like, I hear out there at the island has the best cigars, and I got to talk to him about that. And he said, he might know a good field that's out there that could work. And I said, well, if you let us come out there and do that kind of thing, I mean, I could keep it to a small staff. He goes, no, the more the merrier. We need to develop that area. So he said to keep it as a plan B, but he is open to discussing about that.
Are you saying we're going to be able to get Perico cigars?
I'm just saying he says he has a field that knows would probably be a good one for tobacco production, and that has a little shack for the actual preparation of it. And he also said that he would be okay with any citizen out there. So it opens a door for me to be able to allow employees a chance to get their pilot's license because I would be a flight instructor as well. So it could be a
And-
benefit to employees.
And any good PR with Cairo Perico is beneficial to everyone.
And well, just but put it this way, I've heard rumors from him himself, but I don't want to, don't want this getting too far outside of this room. But he wants to develop that, and that's part of where Junk is going to have some of their events and things like that. So he wants to start developing it and opening it up for tourism. Not only that, but I mean, this is all stuff that he's going to have to proclaim. But in our discussion, that's kind of what he led on to.
Interesting.
Very
And
interesting.
there would be an import tax associated with this, I assume.
Yes, I figured that would be something the Senate could iron out with the international thing. And I told him that he'd be more than welcome to export tax if that's what he wants to do. But he said, again, keep that as your plan B. If your other stuff doesn't work out, then we'll take a look at that.
And if you were to have fields in the city, where were you thinking?
Well, that's the thing. In the city, I would have to think it would probably be just up there at the regular grow thing, kind of like
Yeah, like grapeseed, sandy area.
yeah, in that area, because that's the most fertile ground for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, they got some good farmland up there.
Yep. I mean, I'll be honest. I was a grower for Blaze It for a while, and there was a grow house in grapeseed, and then we'd get all of our stuff mixed and plotted and ready, and then we'd take it out to that field, and then have to grow it there, and then bring it back and process it. So it was kind of like I would be able to grow it there, but would hope to have a facility nearby, or however we do it, and then have a facility that we can prepare it and all that kind of stuff.
Now, would you be concerned that this facility might get robbed in transport and stuff?
There's a possibility of that, always is, and if that happens, hopefully we can cover the costs of a loss. But I mean, I'm not gonna say that security is needed, but yeah, I understand that kind of thing happens out there, and I mean, I guess you plan for spillage.
Yeah.
Could be a co-op with the Weasel Task Force, I assume.
Yeah, it could be a lot of different things.
Yeah. Also be a good opportunity for someone to open up a insurance bureau.
Oh yeah. But yeah, if the criminals got wind of there was a money to be made with the hijacking product, that'd be interesting to hear. But yeah, I know it could be something that
Yeah.
it happens, and sometimes it's good for business.
Yeah, it's like I just got to thinking about it with like transport from grapeseed to the vineyard, or a store down here and then Cayo Perico to here. It's like,
But the good thing about a lot of that stuff with Blaze It is that nobody knew where the grow house was. I don't think that just the growers really know up there. I think Melvin, did you ever get
Yeah.
shown?
Nope. You said you were
Yeah.
going to show me, but you never.
Yeah, I
did.
know. I never did. I got fired, as you know. But
Oh, I know.
but yeah, so it's kind of like what I was thinking. It would be a thing where you could take it and then you got to take it somewhere and let it dry and process and then roll it, and then it didn't hit the market.
Yeah.
So the topic of criminality actually is a solid segue. I noticed that you have in this proposal several regulations around criminality, at least on the premises.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
I was wondering, kind of tangential to that. Do you have any plan regulations around hiring people with criminal records?
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with hiring anybody as long as they can leave their stuff at the property line or at the front door or whatever it is. As long as they're not bringing it to work, that'd be a zero tolerance thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that gets real annoying whenever they bring it to the business.
And and I don't really want them wearing their flags, but if they want to wear a tie in the color of they want to represent. I just don't want the whole gang. I want a more refined thing. You know what I mean?
You're running a classy establishment.
Well, I mean, if you're dealing with, premium cigars and wine, then it comes with,
Yeah.
a bit of a look.
I mean, everybody would partake in that of all, socioeconomic classes and walks of life.
Yeah, I mean, on the topic of wine, one thing I will say that I really like in this proposal is the field jobs for civilians.
Yes.
Oh, I agree.
It would be very much a thing to where it'd be almost like the Matt's field out there. And I mean, who's to say that they couldn't have like a few apple trees and a few orange trees, whatever else other businesses need, and then maybe I don't know, they could sell those to the businesses, that kind of thing. So I mean, it opens the doors. They're just seeds to be planted. So
Yeah, the agricultural community needs to be bumped up
I enjoy it.
significantly.
So I mean, I'm 100%. I
Yeah.
love being a grower out there, and when I first got my start, I was doing pumpkins, making them into pumpkin pies. So
I mean, I spend hours milking cows for bean.
So, I mean, if there could be, and I don't want to say necessarily an industrial hub for that, but I mean, if there could be an outlet, and what I mean by that is if I'm not around anyone from Beanstalk, all that kind of thing, if there was maybe a guy that would pay a fair share and hold it for us until we need to go and get it, that way it's coming fresh from the farm, and then you can take it fresh from there to your business, whomever's business.
Well,
and,
I mean, what I'm thinking here, that sounds exactly like what Wolf wants to do, that people will worry
really?
about.
Well, I mean,
Because that's logistics.
well, then
that's
if it's
like
just
logistics and
okay,
moving stuff.
well, if it's just grapes, then it's they pick the grapes there, and if there's a guy there that they can sell to, then I can pick it up and cover the cost, like buy it back from the guy.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like there'd be, if I have the right bead on what Wolf wants to do, that would be something that could be partnered up. That's another avenue for them to like.
Well, the main thing
partner
of
up
it
with people, too.
is if no one is around, which is a lot of times when other people that are like, there's times when the people might want to go and do that, and then they're stuck holding 1,000 grapes and don't know what to do with it. And instead of searching around trying to find an employee that might be in or 2-3 hours away, and they're not able to meet that time frame or whatever, it's almost like the trucking, but it would be more of like they sell it to a guy, and then like the front door type thing, when nobody's on the clock. Instead of selling stuff at the front door, he's buying stuff at the front door, and then I buy it from him basically for the same cost.
Oh, kind of like
So,
the fish vendor.
pretty much, yeah. Except for me to get the
Like-
fish from the vendor, I would have to pay him what he gave out. That way, the money is always accounted for.
It's always coming from the business.
Right. Exactly. It's not just a guy buying stuff and he's got, whatever. But and if I want it like okay, so I guess it would be he's buying it from the guy, which would be a government employee, and then I have to buy it back from the government employee type thing.
Yeah,
if that
no,
makes
I
sense.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They
it's
give
not
it to
coming
the
out
door
of the
guy,
bank
and
account.
then you buy it from the door guy.
Right.
One thing that I wanted to ask: do you have any price points figured out?
Okay, so
or recipes?
I
for
have
stuff?
ideas that I'm going to be pretty much competitive with what is out there on the Blaze It side of, like, if I have a pack of cigars, it'd be about the same what they have a pack of for. If I have a crate of wine that Danny wants to buy down at Mira or whatever, each bottle will probably be comparable to the price of 5 glasses. You know, so it would all break down to whatever the economy is, whether it floats up or down,
Okay,
shatters and yeah.
just because I know that Casio Winery had problems with their price points.
What were they looking at? Do you know? Remember?
They were going real
basically,
expensive. Like they would have had,
no.
they wanted to have a bottle of wine that was like $20,000 to $30,000 at least.
No,
per
no,
bottle.
no,
Holy
no, no,
shit.
no, no.
Cap.
5
Yeah, it
at
was
the
bad.
tops, and I can't even think because the thing is, like, a bottle is going to get you 5 glasses, and I'm thinking 5 would be the absolute max for a high end, but normally $250 for a bottle, and then a crate of 10 would be like what, 20 grand then, and that's with the discount on the bulk. And then, like I said, I don't know for sure what the value. Am I going to be setting the value of grapes and all that kind of stuff? I don't know how that's going to work yet with the way the Senate. What the type of seeds they give and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I
Well,
was kind of thinking it's going to be basically
grapes-
competitive.
Grapes you can already farm up.
Oh, really?
You can pick them right off the vine up in Polito.
Yeah.
Well,
or-
I never looked.
It's either Polito
I've
or
only done
grapeseed, but
pumpkins.
there are grapes that you can pick right off the vine, same as the pumpkins, tomatoes, and a few other things.
Yeah, but think about it. The grapes would be nice up there in the vineyard, though.
And what I could say as a, a business owner myself, so we needed to import fabric for one of our items, right? We had no say in, the terms of the pricing for that. So
Yeah, but with grapes, as they're already an available product, you probably won't have to pay like a bajillion arms and a legs for it because it's already a
Right,
thing
and so
that
that's what I'm
exists.
saying.
You would
Everything
just
would be
expand the
Yeah.
grow area, so you wouldn't have to worry about like.
You could also
massively
look at the
inflated
farmers
prices.
market prices to reference like what you would need.
right because the base item is that, and then it's got to be process. I mean, you got to go fermentation. There's a whole bunch that goes with that. So that's the base price. It's just getting in on it. So I mean, that's going to be probably a cheap thing to buy it from people. But
Yeah,
my main point being is if the farmers market's giving 20, I'll pay 40. It's going to get people out there more incentive to go out and do it. That's where I'm getting at. Whatever.
oh yeah, that's what I was trying to
You
do
know,
with like
yeah,
any stuff
so-
from Dean when those people were trying to start up the farming stuff. I gave them like what the cost of the things at the farmers market were, what I could buy it for elsewhere, and then was trying to give them a competitive price kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Rufus? Hello?
cat got his tongue.
Think so.
Headache?
Hello?
He's
Rufus?
just like
My son.
flapping his jaw at us. Is he having a stroke?
Rufus?
I don't think can he not hear us either?
I don't know.
Rufus, do we need to
I'll-
take you to pillbox?
I'll point at him.
I mean, I like the idea and I like the potential for the expansion into into the islands because I do think it would be probably better to have tobacco growing not in grapeseed or whatever because I don't think there's a lot of room for tobacco. So I think like the expansion into other areas would be great, actually, honestly.
Definitely.
It'd be a decent trial run for that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And
Oh, there you
Uncle
go.
seems to be a well thought man on that island. So if he knows the field, I'm going to trust him on that. And he smokes the best. So I'm just going with what he suggested. And if it gets turned down, like I say, I'll reach for the stars and asked. And if it can't be done, well, let's see what we can do. So that's just kind of where I went with that.
Personally, I'm for any. So I'm really wanting to start pushing more visas to Cayo Perico. So if that's something that we could have to open up an avenue into that, I'm behind that.
That's
Well,
something else we'll have to kind of ask about, I think, because I don't know if the visa program is still running as the original ruling faction that was in charge of those visas no longer exists.
Well, yeah, that's one thing the FAA is currently trying to work on, is to where their pilots can get visas and the FAA is able to potentially issue visas through the city hall.
Okay, because I know the FAA didn't have the power to do the visas. You had to get a visa from Habib Omar directly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to work on
Yeah.
Okay,
something.
okay. That was just one thing about the visa thing.
I was gonna say it's nice that Richie is one of my clients.
But that would all have to be worked out,
tap
yeah.
on his shoulder, yeah. Which I'd be more than happy to help sit everybody down.
But like I said, being a startup thing, maybe our tobacco's not the greatest. Maybe it is the greatest. I'm open to whatever it is that's going to be getting it
Yeah.
started, and then we can progress from there.
Now, with
Yeah, and
your
kind of like
s-
Blaze It, you could have like different strains for like different prices.
Well, mainly with the cigars, there's going to be a I would say a hand rolled cigar premium, like a really nice hand rolled cigar, and then there's just going to be like cigars that would be more of the affordable thing that are in like a pack. But then there'll be
Yeah.
like the individual single, really nice
Yeah.
cigar that will come for, I
so like the
figured-
hand rolled cigars would be more like the vape pens, and the cheapy ones
Exactly,
would be more
exactly,
like
except,
kind of thing.
except more of a single use type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's what I
So
mean,
it wouldn't
like-
cost you $1,500. It maybe be a $500. So
Well, I mean,
uh,
you could have, the hand rolled cigars, the premium ones, because they would last longer, right? Because that's why you have
yeah,
cigar
that's true.
trimmers
Because you
to like
clip
clip it off.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
forgot about trimmers.
So you could have, your cigars, the premium ones, last
true.
longer for more usage.
That's very true.
So that's kind of a
Well-
thing where it could be similar, but also like different.
I dig it.
So, got a question for you, Rufus. What if I
Mhm.
just, I personally don't smoke cigars, but how people don't actually smoke them; they just kind of chew them.
Yes.
What if I was into something like that?
Well, funny you should mention that. I am talking to another guy that might be doing another type of business, like a marina, and he was saying, "What if I wanted to specialize carry chewing tobacco? Could you grow that for me?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. I think we could if we could get the right kind of processing of it, the fermentation and the molasses, all that kind of stuff. If we can get all that stuff figured out." I don't think there's no reason we couldn't make a chewing tobacco. And if that person gets their business license together and gets their business going, it could be they sell it and then I export it to them for a price. So it's spreading the business out.
Yeah, good partnership opportunity.
Exactly. So that just came about last night. So that's not in the proposal, but that has been mentioned.
Interesting. Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the rest of the table, but I definitely think that this has some promise to it.
And like I
would
say,
agree.
if it goes to the Senate and they've got any kind of problems, I'm 100% flexible. So
Well, do we want to put it to a vote, or does anybody have any more questions?
Answers what I had.
Yeah, I'm down for putting it to a vote.
Yeah.
All right. Show of hands for acceptance. And giving this a go. Okay. There we go.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
4 in favor.
I won't let you down.
Congratulations, you are moving on to the next step.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it.
All right, so we can
And thank you.
earmark this one as accepted. Well, we can get Barry to do that because we do not have the ability to earmark it, or at least I don't. And then we can pass this through to
Where
Barry
did he
in the
go?
mayor's office. I think he might have had a phone call.
Last
we
time
can
there
pass
was like
this
a
through to
helicopter
the-
explosion or something.
Oh God, the mayor's
So
office.
yeah, when we were at
And then it
Sox's
can
place,
move
there
up
was.
there.
Jeez. Oh, yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, that was Ricky's helicopter. Somebody who didn't know how to fly it took it for a joyride.
Oh, and the cost, just so you know, the cost of a storefront in Vespucci Market, it will be through D8, but
Okay.
generally, unless they've raised it, the cost of those storefronts at the front is $150,000. to, lease it out. It's a one-time
Okay.
payment. You lease it out, and then I believe you only have to pay like $100,000 because previously there was a $50K bursary that would go through from City Hall towards new businesses.
I'll waive that. I'll take care of it. That way it can be used for someone else's business.
But yeah,
Should
that's
that be
that's
the case?
the
You know what I mean?
just to give you some feedback information that way.
Yeah.
So you can. be
So
like, well,
I
what
should
is it gonna
start
cost
talking to D8 about that. I've already been talking to Percy about the building of the winery. Well, actually, he was talking about the whole property, but I just want to do the building and figure all that out with him. But yeah, that's going to be down the road at a point of an expansion.
Yeah, that will
So-
be that would be an expansion. So that would go from like, because I believe the first bit of this you would qualify as a vendor at first because you don't have the employees yet. It's just starting out, so you would be in the Vespucci marketplace.
So will I need to be buying inventory, or should I?
I would
plan on
wait until
farming? Okay.
until everything gets set up. I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about like purchasing any stock or inventory yet.
Okay, good.
Wait until you actually are getting the keys and have like your bank account and everything set up.
Right.
That way. That way you don't like buy a whole bunch of stuff and then if something goes sideways, like you're stuck with a
Yeah.
whole bunch of things.
Yeah, and figure out how you're gonna, keep track of that and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would wait on that part, but just in case there's anything that comes back down from Senate, and it's better just-
Also, Tim is really good with spreadsheets. He might be able to give you some pointers.
Good, because I suck at spreadsheets.
yeah, spreadsheets can be done.
Yep. All right. I just want to do a time check.
Yep.
I know that we're way over time.
Well, we knew the
Uh,
winery would take a bunch of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Is everybody still good to continue?
Do we want to do another one? Melvin, how are you doing? I know you're the one who has like a
No,
cutoff.
I'm fine.
You
Okay.
good? Okay.
The next proposal is junk media.
I
Okay.
mean, is this even a proposal at this point? Because I'm pretty sure they've already purchased and renovated a building and everything else has gone through. So
And like I said, I spoke with
I'm
Uncle,
kind
got
of
a good
annoyed
idea
at
of
it.
what he's.
But yeah.
I kind of got an idea of what they're going for. It's going to be more of like talk shows. They're going to actually have stuff at Hayes Arena, and they're going to have audience type shows and stunt things and just a whole bunch of different stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know about the media.
It seems to me more like they just want to do Jerry Springer than like news.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
not.
I think Brandon's little quote unquote interviews are the only like media news stuff that's
One thing I'm
going on
curious
at the
about.
moment.
Is it Brandon owning the business? Because
Yeah, if
he
he's
already
got the
has
terrorist charge.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's
sure.
got
He
full
doesn't have any-
terrorism charges.
He doesn't have any gang
think-
affiliations though.
I think Uncle is the name on the paper because he got expunged and he's getting his pilot's license legally.
I mean,
Yep,
as
it
far
says
as-
CEO Richie Cunningham.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I wanted
Okay.
to confirm, just to make sure.
And if it's a subsidiary of Junk Energy, which basically this is an expansion proposal rather than like a straight up new business proposal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Junk Energy is owned by Elsa and Kobe.
Yeah. Brandon is just
The face.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's definitely more. I view it as more of an expansion proposal. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm for it, and I know that Brandon has the drive to, continually pump out that stuff. So I'm not afraid of him just like dropping off the face of the earth and not doing it. 'cause
Brandon is a force of nature.
when he wants to be, yes.
Speaking of force of nature, did you guys see him in the apartment when you flew in? It's kind of weird.
No, I did not see him in my house.
I did
Fucking
see that.
terrifying.
He was sitting there dancing, yeah. But yeah, no, I agree with that sentiment. I think the people associated with this proposal are all really well-driven people.
Mm.
I've got no reservations about them.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I come back to is who is really owning it, and it says CEO Richie Cunningham, but is this expansion of junk?
It says this is where it gets in the gray stuff
Yeah, because
because
Kobe owns junk, right?
it says Junk Media is a company which has been created. So that is telling me that it's a new company, while also saying working side by side with Junk Energy owners, Elsa and Kobe Clark. These four individuals are looking to introduce a new face in
So it's a
entertainment
sister
media,
company. then.
which means an expansion
Well,
of
no,
it. It's a part.
technically, the way that reads is a sister company.
Like,
It's-
yeah,
Yeah.
a satellite company.
Well, it says at the top. It's a subsidiary company.
Is the like they're using conflicting language, I guess, for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
As
so do we
far as
want to
whether
get
the logos look
clarification
bad.
before we do any voting on that? Or,
Yeah, I'd be behind that just to
Wouldn't
make
hurt.
sure that it's the official way.
okay.
Yeah, is it a new company or is it an expansion? And then also like, just
Who's in charge?
who do we go to when there's problems? Do we go to Ailsa and Kobe or do we go to Richie Cunningham? And if the answer is all four, then fine, and it's an expansion and not like its own thing. But it's yeah, it reads a little weird.
Do
for
we
me.
know? Do we know who? Because I know I believe Percy was the one who submitted this on their behalf. Do we know who submitted the proposal itself?
Nope.
Got it.
I could
Okay.
ask Percy, but Percy's put it in the day before we took office. the day
Percy,
before our
I don't
election.
think should have put it in because he's not in the current government.
Yeah.
He's one of the ones that's still hanging on there, and he's not should not still be in the government emails, so him submitting it I don't think is proper to begin with, but
Yeah, I
You know.
definitely feel like that should end with their term unless they're reelected.
it's supposed to. It's supposed to.
Yeah. But you know, last election was a circus, so
Well, some people just forget
Or,
to
I guess,
leave things
last
and
campaign,
don't leave things
or-
until they're kicked out.
So what I'll say about this
Yeah.
is there's a
There's not a lot here.
There's not a lot here. And in some ways there's been a lack of respect for process, but I don't think that necessarily, you know, prevents this from moving forward. We just need more answers.
it's not a deal breaker, but it's concerning.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
we'll keep an eye on it, but I like yeah.
So I guess the next steps would be, well, I don't. There's no contact, right?
Yeah, they didn't put a contact on the thing. It's very I'll put it this way, there have been proposals that have been rejected for less. Like
I mean,
or
I
reject
do
or
have
rejected more.
Richard Cunningham's number written down
Oh,
on
I mean,
a piece
I
of
have
paper
his
somewhere in
number.
my office.
Yeah,
so.
no, I have his number, but like multiple of us have
I've
his
got
number. but-
Kobe, but he's not gonna be around till later probably. He's always like late storm kind of guy.
Yeah,
Like-
they're
Very late storm,
they're on
very
like an
early
Aussie
storm.
schedule.
But
Yeah,
it
so if-
doesn't say, like how many employees it's going to have or what positions. It doesn't have, the proper like contact numbers given. Mostly, I'm just kind of concerned about like, are they just going to have, what's their policies on stuff? Similar questions that we've asked other people, right? This does not have.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always push back and be like, hey, you need to expand on some of these things in these areas. Just need some
Yeah.
more information on it.
So yeah, I agree. More clarification, more detail, and then we can move forward from there.
Who would like to be the point person on reaching out? Any takers?
I can do it.
Okay.
Probably. I don't usually see Richie until the weekends though. So.
Well, I mean, that's fine. The next meeting wouldn't be till Monday anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, you-
so like these that need more work, who's contacting them?
Well, and that's what they were just asking is who wants to be the.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
point
was
leader.
in my head for a moment.
Jeez.
Oh
Bear,
my
he
gosh,
scared
I'm so
Abe.
me.
sorry.
Wants to be the point leader. Tim, if you could just, if you still have the to-do list kind of thing, just add that in and ping me on that one, and I will take care of it.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2,
Babe,
1,
the
not it.
winery is moving forward in the process.
I saw that in the emails.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for junk, unless anybody has anything else they want to discuss there. I'm good to keep going, by the way, if
I'm good.
you guys would like to continue.
Same.
All right. Next one on the list is Tilt Arcade, which I think we've all already discussed in semi detail.
Yeah.
So, would we like to put this to a vote now?
I'm ready to vote on it.
Okay.
Yep.
Tim, you want to do the honors?
All those
Show
in
of
favor, raise your
hands.
hand.
I'm
All
eating.
the-
I'm eating.
All those in favor of giving them a license, raise your hand. All
How about
those
this
Opposed?
opposed to giving them a license, raise your hand. Oh, you just fucking stood up. He was just like, nope.
So
Okay. Unanimously denied.
so the
So-
arcade is denied.
8-bit, we would like them to like flesh it out and reapply if they're still interested. The other one,
Which they have
denied.
not reapplied in 2 months, so they are obviously not interested.
I took notes from our discussion about 8-bit earlier, and what I can do is I can reach out to Rice and give him these pointers and say, if you want to
Okay.
try it again, you can.
Yeah, it's always, available to retry.
Yeah, it's never a hard no forever, but they just have to like, show us something functional. That
Okay.
being said, if we do get an arcade in City, I really hope they have ants. I get really competitive over that game.
That takes me back.
Right?
Does anybody have a paper?
Yes, I have 2 actually.
Really? Can I borrow one? Or actually, I'm gonna burn it. So I mean, not a newspaper. I mean a rolling paper.
Oh no,
Oh,
I have newspapers.
I thought you
Oh,
meant a
okay.
newspaper.
No, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Hey guys,
Sorry.
I got time for one more vote because I got someone about to kill Perry.
Oh shit.
What?
Someone's what?
No, they have to
Yeah.
speak to the Melvin.
Got it.
One of
Well,
the crazy ones.
good news for you. There's only one that we can really vote on and take action on tonight, and that's Barbenders.
Barbenders. Which one is that again?
The one submitted by the other terrorist.
Yeah. I've heard things. I've seen places.
Right?
You know, this one I don't know about.
Shit. My only question is, can I get a discount?
Well,
This- I
yeah,
don't know about this Melvin
mean-
guy.
we can actually do 2 quick ones unless there's anything else that we need for Burger Shack.
Yeah, we had
Oh, I
a
thought we
pretty
were gonna
good
prove Burger
discussion
Shack.
on both last time.
I think both of
feel.
these would be pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the owner of this Barbenders. I don't know how I feel about
also,
him.
Clara, I did a little bit of a change that I am doing with my pricing. I'm doing a price differential on so-called frequent flyer miles. If
Okay.
it's somebody who, I'm tracking how many calls I'm getting through the month, and their retainer would go up, basically, I'm
Charging them by the
setting
minute?
kind of. I'm starting to set people at a fairly low retainer, and the more that goes up through the month, then it extends on to the next month's retainer. So
Okay.
it's
Ew.
Sounds like you're getting it all figured out.
I don't know how I feel about this Martin Hugs or whatever his name is about this barbenders. I don't think we should do it.
All right. So, anybody else with any other questions for Melvin?
Nope. Seems pretty straightforward to me.
All right. All those in favor of accepting this proposal and giving barbenders a license, raise your hand.
My hand's up. I just can't figure. There it is.
4 votes. Barry doesn't count. Barry, you don't get a vote.
Congratulations, Melvin. You
I
get
get a
moved
vote.
up.
You do not get a vote.
I get a pity vote.
No, you don't.
What you get, Barry, is you get a
You get
tag in the
the
emails.
Yeah,
You
you
get
get
the
a tag and
paperwork.
you get to see it after. Then you have your say. This is the first part.
Yeah.
We get our say. You get your say on your own.
Yeah.
You get
We
your
get
own
the
special
votes, you get
personal
the
say.
paperwork.
So who's this Martin Hugs I gotta talk to about this licensing? No. I feel like he's
Don't
a
worry, I'll
known
write up my own
criminal.
licensing. You don't have to worry about it. I'll have that licensing contract out in 20 minutes.
Yeah. As far as Burger Shack goes, has anybody had a chance to talk to PD about the records?
It is fully expunged. I was there for the expungement.
Yeah,
So I found
I
out
was there too, but I
well,
know
I
that
found out
it
what
was
it
a
is.
issue for the paperwork side of things.
Yeah, so I found out what it was. It was a couple things compared of the courthouse getting shot up in the middle of it, so they didn't actually finish the expungements. Also,
Ah,
if a charge has been removed since it was on the penal codes, it can no longer be removed since it's not on the penal codes. It's one of those.
yeah.
Catch 22s.
Yeah, they put notes
So
in
it's-
their file for those.
Well, all they do is they just go to the top of their MDT file and note that, hey, they had an expungement on this date and no charges before that matter anymore as it's closed. I had the same problem with Richie's as well.
All right. So was that the last like sticking point for the Burger Shack? Just like the expungement for the criminal organization affiliations?
Yep.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems pretty turnkey otherwise.
Okay.
And she's already like shown a lot of dedication to it.
Yeah, the community around there really, 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 really enjoys that place. So
All right. So we want to put this one to a vote?
I say so.
Sure.
All right. All those in favor of accepting this business proposal and giving Burger Shack a license, raise your hand. Unanimous.
Woohoo! Go Sox.
Go for it, Tim. We're dueling to tag Barry.
For the sake of the recording, I will refrain from commenting.
She stakes her claim.
Very much so.
Fuck yeah. All right, so that's all of them except Wolf,
Wolf?
which we need some more
Wolf.
feedback on, and we still need to meet with. But that's all of that. I will post and just to have it tabled again, the discussion about the card cafe. We are wanting to continue to table this discussion till we have time to discuss it.
Table.
Table.
Yes.
Okay.
Table.
Discussion
So
has been tabled.
I will say this on the subject though, just to kind of put it out there. I saw that there was advertisement she was going to be open, and did anybody see if she was open today? Like she prescribed she was going to be.
Not that
I
saw.
did not actually
Not that
have a
I
chance to
saw.
look.
You know
Okay.
what? That's a good point.
Just saying. Table.
Yeah.
That's a table.
It is a table. It's a big table.
A very wonderful table. Very solid. Well made.
Just like this business committee.
Thanks,
Hey,
I
Mel,
get it
before
from
you
my
head out, I
mother.
gotta ask you something. Or actually,
Sturdy
share
table, eh?
something with-
Jesus Christ.
All right, and I will put the burgeoning project into one of the little channels there that you guys will be able to look in on it.
Oh,
It's
Barry,
going to be an ongoing thing.
What? I'm
one last
Barry.
thing before we
All right.
go. You,
Meeting adjourned.
Have been chosen to tell all the businesses they have or have not been approved. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that, Barry.
Ah.
Go be the mayor.
Melvin